Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Sunday football matchup between the Seattle Seahawks at the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm going to be breaking down how we're going to see the longtime Seahawk franchise quarterback Russell Wilson play the brand new franchise quarterback Carson Wentz. And get into the breakdown, the comparisons, everything you need to know and what my prediction is going to be. But before that topic, I got to hear from you guys. Comment down below what your score prediction is in this game, and I'll kind of hear my answer throughout or at the end, and we'll see how we match up when it's all over. Getting straight into it though, can't really compare the numbers too much here. You know, these were numbers based off of Philip Rivers with the Colts, and still things with the Seahawks changed. But still, just looking at that matchup, Russell Wilson, arguably a top 3 quarterback, but for sure a top 5 quarterback in the league. You know, he's right around that range of Mahomes, Rodgers, Watson, Brady, Allen. He's up there with the top dogs. But Carson Wentz, he's got a lot to prove. You look at those stats right here. You guys can't really see that. There you go. 2,620 yards, 16 touchdowns of 15 picks is not what you want to see for your franchise guy, especially when you're going up against a Russell Wilson type of quarterback who was tied in passing touchdowns last year for second place. So, two different systems, two different scenarios, but we have to remember it's not just a quarterback versus quarterback game. There's a lot more to it, you know. The Colts have one of, if not the best offensive line in football. I'm curious to see how it will be. With the injuries, Quentin Nelson got kind of banged up. Carson Wentz is banged up. He's entering this game somewhat injured, and to an extent, he's not fully injured, or else he wouldn't be playing. But still, I don't know if he will be 110%. Quentin Nelson, same exact thing. Eric Fisher, how he will be at left tackle if he plays, and they already lost their second string to that. But when healthy, we know how good the Colts O-line is compared to the Seahawks. Seahawks, they don't have a bad O-line. It's not awful, but it's no fortress by any means. We saw how, excuse me on the pronunciation, Dwayne Brown, Seahawks left tackle, he was wanting some extra money. They wanted to fix some contracts, and Russell was very adamant about getting it together so he could be that guy to protect them. They figured out, so Russ is happy with that, but still, healthy fortress. Colts definitely have the better O-line, but luckily for the Seahawks, there's a good chance they won't be playing a healthy fortress, at least two again, 110%. Looking at the backfield, though, Jonathan Taylor versus Chris Carson. Jonathan Taylor was a phenomenal back last year as just a rookie, and I do think he's a top 10 back in the league. I think Chris Carson is floating around top 10. He can enter the top 10, but having somewhat of a banged up year last year, you can look at some closer stats here. Chris Carson having 681 yards again. Can't judge everything off that. He had some issues. Jonathan Taylor, same thing. He's going to be the full starter now, but still crowded backfield between Nyheim Hines and Marlon Mack. It's not just a one-on-one run game. So I would give the edge as of right now to the Colts in O-line and backfield, but quarterback, that's Russ all day, especially with Wentz being unpredictable in the sense, is he going to be what he was last year, or is he going to be what he was in 2017? And the fact that he's coming off of injury, there's just too many variables against Wentz when you're especially comparing him to Russell Wilson. Looking at the receiving room, you can even take a closer look at their depth chart just so guys, put it in your guys' perspective so you can see it a little bit better. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, those are the two bread and butter guys of this team. But this offseason, they added Dwayne Eskridge in the draft. I'm excited to see how he is. And Gerald Everett, a more athletic option for Russ to handle and deal with. Will Dissly got the job done. He knows how to catch a football. But still, like I said, the athleticism, just the extra hands, extra factor of possibly being a sneaky guy in this receiving group can really help out the Seahawks, and I do think they have a much more favored receiving room compared to the Colts. No disrespect to the Colts, we can take a look at their receiving room as well. This is defense as of right now, but we do have to keep in mind we're working with just Michael Pittman, who I do believe has some potential. I think he could take that big step forward, but Michael Pittman, Zach Pascal, and Paris Campbell, Jack Doyle, Miley Cox, these are good players. They're NFL players. They could catch a football, and they're a decent receiving room. But to me, especially losing T.Y. Hilton for a few weeks, we got to give the edge to the Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, that's a top 10, top 5 receiving duo, arguably. And DK Metcalf, he is on the come-up. He hasn't even hit his max potential yet. And again, Michael Pittman has a high ceiling of hitting that next level as well. But just, I'm going with the healthier team and the more proven team as far as receivers go. So again, to run over the offense, the Seahawks are favored in the quarterback play and the receiving room. But as far as backfield and O-line goes, I'm giving the Colts an edge. Obviously, you can't weight those factors to the same extent. But as of right now, they're kind of even on offense. Looking at the defense, Colts got a good one here. You know, they drafted Kwity Paye. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Second-round pick, and he's out, I believe. I don't even know what NFR means with Achilles. I'm assuming he's out. Deo Odobingo, that's what I'm saying. he is an extra pass rusher to help out the team, losing Justin Houston, but still having DeForest Buckner, one of the best defensive tackles in the league, just one of the best defensive linemen in the league, alongside a rookie Kwity Paye, who has the potential to be a defensive rookie of the year candidate, with Darius Leonard, who got his money and is going to be here a while, Xavier Rhodes, underrated Kenny Moore. Colts got a very, very stout defense that I'm liking a lot. Excuse me, you probably didn't see Kenny Moore there. But Frank Wright leading them. We'll just have to see how it goes. Not as in a question mark to Frank Wright as if he can do it. I'm just saying, can he, in a sense, lead this team all the way is what I'm saying. Again, not saying Frank Wright can't be a good coach, and I actually think he is a great coach, but just saying, can he, as a head coach, lead both the offense and the defense to the promised land, and especially in this game against a Russell Wilson type of quarterback. Looking at the Seahawks defense, scroll down here. I'm in love with them keeping Carlos Dunlap. Yes, he's up there in age, but really when they traded for him last year, it really helped out this pass rush to the nth degree for the Seahawks because they were really struggling for anything. And the biggest thing for the Seahawks defense, we know, kind of like the Colts, where their bread and butter is. Darius Leonard, Xavier Rhodes, DeForest Buckner. But for the Seahawks, we know who their guys are. Carlos Dunlap, Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams. But what the Seahawks really need now, they don't need to make another trade. They don't really need to sign a huge player. Of course, that's all possible and all once, but necessities, what the Seahawks need, they just need more demand out of their own guys. Like I said, Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, Carlos Dunlap, they got that. They're proven. They are going to do their job. What they need is those other guys to step up. More specifically, Quandre Diggs, DJ Reed, Trey Flowers, Jordan Brooks, all players with great potential, but they still need to get to that next level for the Seahawks to get over the hump and be a serious Super Bowl team. Of course, when you got Russ, you'll always be a Super Bowl contender in the sense, but still to hit that next level, we need more demand out of these guys. So, as you can see, like I said, on offense, I'm giving the edge to the Colts on the offensive line and the backfield, but the receiving room and the quarterback has to go to the Seahawks. However, 2-2, each are favored twice on the offense. But on defense, I got to give it to the Colts. They're just more proven right now. They're more ready right now. They have the more X factors right now. Of course, Darius Leonard, Bobby Wagner, you could say those two cancel out alone. And if you look at the secondary, I love Xavier Rhodes and Kenny Moore, but Jamal Adams is the top 5-ish safety in the league. Seahawks have its perks. That's why it's a good defense, and that's why it's in conversation. But as a whole, I just think the Colts are more put together as a better defense. And no matter what, this game is going to be close. You can see the odds right here. Seahawks are favored 55.3% to 44.7%. That's as close as the game you're really going to get. That's pretty even in my opinion. I think one of the closer matchups also to consider, I think, is the Browns and Chiefs Week 1 matchup, and I think that's at a 67 to 33 odds or something like that in favor of the Chiefs. So even a game that's pretty two powerhouse teams, that's still not extremely even, but right here, Seahawks at Indianapolis, that's a factor as well. This is going to be a close game. You asked me to predict who I think will win. I'm a big believer in the Colts. I truly think they're a sneaky team that could win their division. Everyone's just handing it to the Titans. Oh, they got Derrick Henry, they got Julio Jones, they got A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill, they added Bud Dupree, yada, 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 yada. Titans just winning the division and then just moonwalking through. While I think they have a good chance, I believe in the Colts. I believe in Wentz. I believe in the O-line. I believe in JT, Jonathan Taylor. I believe in Frank Wright. I believe in DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard. I like the Colts a lot this year to be a sneaky team that wins their division. I don't even know if it's sneaky. You told me to pick, do I bet on them to win the division? I might say yes. So, being in Indianapolis, it's a tough call for me. But due to the factors of most important people on the Colts, everything they're known for, their offensive line being not fully 101,000,000 and 10,000 and 110%, whatever number you want to predict, not being to the full nth degree of perfect, I think that might be just enough for Russ to sneak by. Russ always comes out hot in the beginning of the season. I love Wentz and I love this Colts team later in the season, but as of right now, Week 1, I think there's going to be some kinks. I think there's going to be some dust and some cobwebs around the O-line and around Wentz. Again, the O-line will be perfect probably Week 2, but just the question mark about Eric Fisher's readiness and the question mark about Quentin Nelson's readiness and the question mark about Carson Wentz's readiness, it's just tough for me to bite off on that and saying they're going to beat Russell Wilson. This will be a close game, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts come out on top due to their defense, due to their run game, due to it being at home, due to Frank Wright's good coaching. But until I actually see Carson Wentz turn it around and prove he could still be the guy, while I do think he can be, until I actually see it happen, I'm going to give the Seahawks a very, very close edge in this game, probably something like 21-17, 24-21. Again, it's going to be a close game for me, but you guys tell me what your prediction is. Comment down below, like I said, and we'll see how it matches up. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, and of course,